Good afternoon. So, I'm currently on my way to the training school where I did my training to have a word with their mechanic, and it's given me an idea for a video about explaining the UK motorcycle licenses, because I see a lot of people in Facebook groups asking like which license do I need to do, how do I go about it, etc, etc, and I've seen a lot of misinformation being given. All the information that I am going to be giving is freely available on the government website, so you can always double check there. And there is a little disclaimer on this: the laws regarding CBTs may be changing. It's not been confirmed at the minute, but there is plans for it to change a little bit. But at the time of this recording, the information is correct. So, anybody who wants to be on the road on a motorcycle in the UK has to do a CBT unless you passed your driving test before the 1st of July 1997. If you passed your test before then, you can ride a 50cc scooter on your driving licence with L plates. If you passed after then, you have to do a CBT. So, UK driving licences explained as quick as possible. At age 16, you can go and do your CBT, which is a one-day course between £90 and £120, teaches you the basics. You can then ride a 50cc scooter that's got a top speed of 28 miles an hour up until your 17th birthday. After your 17th birthday, 125cc bike, no greater than 14.8 brake horsepower. You are stuck with L plates, not carrying pillions, not allowed on a motorway. At 17, do your CBT. Again, same restrictions apply. 125, 14.8 brake horsepower, L plates, no pillions, not allowed on the motorway. At 19, do your CBT. Coincidentally, unless you already have it, and you can do an A2 licence, which is a restricted licence. Restricts you to 47 brake horsepower. You can restrict the bike down, providing it doesn't have more than 94 brake horsepower to start with. And that then allows you to ride on the motorway, wherever you want. Pillions, the lot. At 17, because I forgot, you can do an A1 licence. Keeps you the same restrictions as a CBT, but you are allowed on the motorway. You do not have to display L plates, and you can carry pillions. Between ages 21 and 24, if you have held an A2 licence for 2 years, you can do another test to open your licence up to a full unrestricted A licence. So that's from 21 to 24. If you are 24 or over, you can literally do your theory, well, do your CBT, obviously, everyone has to have one of them. Do your theory, do your tests, get your full bike licence. Boom, unlocked, have whatever the hell you want. So now let's explain the various tests. The CBT is compulsory basic training. It is there to teach people basics of handling a bike. It doesn't teach you everything or anything like that. It literally teaches you the pure basics. And it consists of, it's a full day. You turn up in the morning, they'll sort you out with kit if you've not already got kit yourself. And then you'll have like a classroom session where they talk over stuff, they'll go through the highway code, etc. Then they'll take you out onto a training pad, get you used to, if you're doing it on an automatic or geared, just get used to handling the bike. Then you'll go out on the road with one of the instructors following you. It's very, very hard to fail it. Well, it's not a pass or a fail, it's training. If they are not happy that you're up to the required standard at the end of the day, they may ask you to come back for a second day. The price of your CBT varies. It's roughly around £100. I've seen it as low as 90 and I've seen it up at about 120. So from there, you can work it out. That then allows you to ride a bike on the road with L plates, not allowed on the motorway, not allowed to carry somebody on the back. That is your CBT. Your theory test, okay, is 50 multiple choice questions, and you have to answer 43 to pass that part of it. After the multiple choice questions, you then have the hazard perception. You are required to pass both of these for you to get a pass on your theory. The hazard perception is 14 CGI, so computer generated video clips, with one hazard in 13 of them, 2 hazards in one of them. You score points depending on how quickly you see the developing hazard. I.e., you know, if you see a car park up, that could be a developing hazard if they're further up the road, because they may not see you and open the car door, which would then mean you would have to take avoiding action. That is what they class as a developing hazard. My advice for anybody doing the hazard perception bit is, as soon as you see something, click and then wait a second or two and click again, just in case it's not registered that you saw it within the time frame they allow for you to be seeing it. The pass mark is 44 out of 75. Okay, so you pass them 2, boom, there you go, you've passed your theory. That is valid for 2 years. Your CBT is also valid for 2 years. Okay, the Mod 1 is all done off-road on a training ground, or on a, well, it's a test centre ground. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes to complete mine. They don't take long at all. You ride your bike onto the training ground and park it in a bay. They then ask you to move the bike from one bay to another by hand. Okay, it's not that hard. You don't have to do it in a straight U. You can push the bike back, straight back, then do a U-turn pushing it forwards and then push it back into the other bay. There is nothing to stop you doing that. After that, you then do the slalom. Okay, between, I think it's 6 cones, just slalom down and then into a figure of 8. Start doing a figure of 8. The examiner will then wave you over after you've done a couple of them and he's happy with them and get you to stop. He'll then explain the next bit, which is what they call the slow ride. Okay, they're looking at you being able to control the bike at 4 miles an hour, basically. 4 or 5 miles an hour. Just hold the bike steady, so walking pace, and then come to a stop. After that, you do a U-turn. So you do the U-turn, and then once you've done the U-turn, you can relax a bit. Or if you're anything like me, you can. So after the U-turn, you go straight up to the top of the training ground, come around a bend. They want you to see you doing that at about 20 miles an hour. You come straight down and do a controlled stop, where they basically just want to see that you can effectively come to a stop at like a junction at a line accurately. Do that, you go around again. This time, they want you to come through the speed trap at 50 kilometers an hour. I can't remember what that is in miles, I think it's 32. And then I can never remember which way round it is. You come through it at that speed and you have your emergency stop, and then you have the hazard avoidance, otherwise known as the swerve test. Once you've completed those, you will stop the bike, and then the instructor will ask you, or the examiner, sorry, will ask you to ride your bike off the training ground and park it up back in the bays. You are still being watched at that point. Just be aware. And that, then, is your Mod 1. You'll go into the office, into the test centre, wait a couple of minutes while the examiner sorts his notes and everything out, and then they'll call you in and it'll either be, congratulations, you've passed your Mod 1, or commiserations, you failed it, these are the reasons why. Mod 2, to me, is the easier one. It is literally road riding. You go out with an examiner behind you, giving you directions for half an hour to 45 minutes. And they'll ask you to do various things. They'll get you to negotiate roundabouts, left and right, junctions, traffic lights. And most of the things you'd expect to encounter. and they will also ask you to like pull over at the side of the road where it is safe to do so. They might ask you to do that a couple of times. And you have an independent ride where they basically tell you follow the signs for this place. And that's all you do. Get back to the test centre, park the bike up, and again go into the test centre, wait for them to call you in. They'll call you in again. Congratulations, you've passed. Commiserations, you failed. These are the reasons why. So guys, I hope that video was helpful and is understandable. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and ride safe, and I will catch you probably the same time next week. See ya!